There's absolutely nothing to be gained by that posture. What does matter is that in the beginning we are cultivating a relaxation response. The Buddha simply referred to it as mindfulness or breathing, but I don't think you need to go any further than, I don't know if any of you remember a book from, I think it was about 1975, and it was the number one self-help book of that year, and it was called The Relaxation Response. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's by Dr. Herbert Benson. No need to talk about what tradition he comes from or anything like that, but let's say that he is a 5-star mindfulness practitioner. And what we are cultivating here under you want to call it mindfulness or breathing or anything else, is simply a relaxation response. And so that can best be accomplished by taking long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out. And what we're doing is we are calming the parasympathetic nervous system, so calming the limbic system. That's the object. Right now, on either side of your brain hemisphere, you have a little walnut-shaped organ called the amygdala, and it regulates fear, anxiety, and depression between long-term memories and your nervous system. And so through this practice, all scientific efficacy suggests that by cultivating a relaxation response, you will shrink your amygdala. Isn't that lovely? That's a very short explanation about what it is that we're doing. It's clearly, if you want to look at it as spiritual, it's up to you. But definitely what we're doing is cultivating relaxation. And not questions yet.
I just didn't hear what you said about the breathing by...
We're going to be relaxing, and we're actually going to be shrinking the amygdala. That's what this is about. So that's cultivating a relaxation response. If you're Christian, it's the same. Jews, Muslims, atheists, humanists, the same. Men, women of all ages, it's the same. We're deeply breathing. Fair enough? And then we're going to let go of the deep breathing and just breathe naturally. So that's going to be the order of all this. So everyone up for that, for relaxing? Okay. And the idea behind that relaxing isn't just to have a temporary respite, but to gain an appreciation for a non-reactive degree of attention. And through developing a relaxation response, that's precisely what will happen. Okay? So, spiritual, not spiritual, let's just cultivate a relaxation response. Let's not ruin that by taking a posture that's stressful. That would be working against the very thing that we're doing. So if you'd like to lie down, this would be a good time to do so. Laying down is just fine. Of course, the problem with laying down is you may drift away from this meditation into a dream yoga state, which is not what we're looking for. So if you'd like to lie down, please do so. There's certainly no need to feel self-conscious about that. If your body's hurt or injured in some way, it's perfectly acceptable. So, but if you're going to lie down, put your legs up and open your eyes. Okay? And then, if you'd like to sit in a chair, but go ahead and get all the paper off your laps, put it on the floor. I would recommend, unless you have a physical need to do so, to not lean against the back of the chair. Spine is upright. And the reason for that is you're going to be taking long, deep breaths, and so you shouldn't have your breath constricted in any way by the chair or anything else. So that's the idea. So if you can do that, great. If you need the back support, fantastic. That'll help you to relax. No problem. Okay, so spine is upright, and shoulders are back, resting on the shoulder blades. Chin, go ahead and just tuck it down slightly. The lips are slightly parted. This will stop your mouth from drying out. The tongue is resting naturally on the upper palate, just behind the teeth. Elbows out, away from the ribs. And hands can be either palms downward, the knees, the thighs, or in the traditional posture of the right hand and the left hand, thumbs together gently, usually about 4 finger widths beneath the navel. But up to you. Eyes are gently closed. And my only advice as we begin is to remain still. The body is still like a mountain. Breathing in, breathing out. And while the body remains still, to relax in that stillness, not a tense stillness. So breathing in, breathing out. The body is still like a mountain and at ease. At ease like a sleeping baby. But be careful here, because this is not just a relaxation response, but we also need to remain aware in this relaxation. Obviously the tendency right now would be to drift off into sleep, to spacing out, and to going away. So 3 things. The body is still like a mountain. At ease like a sleeping baby. Yet the mind, the attention, remains alert. Alert and aware, not drifting off into dullness. Breathing in, long deep breaths in. It's a natural pause at the end of the inhalation, and long deep breaths out. Breathing in, breathing out. As part of knowing that you're alert, cognizance can be also appreciated. And cognizance means that you know what you're doing right now. You know that you're breathing in. You know that you're breathing out. You know that you're cultivating ease. Now this is not concentration meditation, this is mindfulness. So it's perfectly acceptable. In fact, it's perfect that in the course of this meditation there'll be all types of arising sounds in the background. Smells, tastes, bodily sensations, thoughts, emotions. I'd encourage you not to reject anything, nor to follow or adopt any strategy or agenda, but instead to let these things change, to rise and fall in the background of attention. In the foreground of attention, breathing in, breathing out. Let the breathing in and breathing out occupy most of your attention, most of your awareness. So if you have lots of thoughts that arise, that's not a problem. Just let them come and go in the background of attention. Emotions are fine. Bodily sensations are fine. Sounds are fine. Breathing in, breathing out in the foreground of your attention. In the background, everything else is allowed to come and go without attaching. Breathing in, breathing out. Developing a calm place of stability, an easy place. Even if in the background there's all types of turmoil, swirling thoughts, sensations, emotions. Perhaps beginning to, even in these early stages of the practice, realize that there can be ease with unease. An internal ease despite the uneasiness of what may be transpiring around you. Breathing in, breathing in.